Hi, I'm Jules, your practical mystic, empowering you to walk your mystical path with practical feet. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the art of self reflection. Self reflection is a way to exercise introspection. That means looking within at your own motives and your own desires, your own character, and your own actions to learn more about yourself, to connect deeper to yourself, and to learn more about your fundamental nature. And it's an excellent way to distill down some key points in your own thoughts and actions that can help you to move forward and to propel your life forward, and also to reclaim your own power in your own life. It's a really an amazing way to feel more empowered. So often we get caught up in blaming other people through our thoughts and our words and our actions. We blame other people for the way that we feel and the choices that we make or we feel compelled to make. And the reality is that we have power over ourselves. We can control our own actions and our own thoughts and our own words. And we do not have power over anyone else. That doesn't, um, from children to all the way to our parents and everyone in between. We have power over ourselves and not other people. So, self reflection is a way to really distill down what are the choices, what was that choice point in a situation or a circumstance, um, and how can we empower ourselves to make decisions and choices and speak words that are more aligned with our highest good and more aligned with our own soul's purpose on the planet. Self reflection can happen in many different ways. You might develop a practice that is quite extensive and takes a few hours, maybe a month, a few hours, maybe a year. A lot of people do this at the end of the year when they're reflecting back on the previous year and what all the fun times that you had and all the challenges and who maybe passed away in our lives and who came into our lives. We might think more kind of like a umbrella overview of the themes that occurred during that year. Oftentimes you see folks doing this at the end of a project, or maybe athletes might do this at the end of a competition or a game. They reflect on what were some things that went really awesome during the competition or game, and what were some things that didn't go so awesome that maybe they need to perfect their skills on a little bit more. And they do this in a very intentional way because it behooves us to look back and say, wow, that was amazing. I like that. I want to keep doing things in that way. Or I didn't like that. That didn't work out how I had intended. I'm going to shift some things to make it more in line with my goals and my dreams and my desires. Self-reflection is a muscle. You have to keep exercising it and being intentional about it. Some people choose to write and make a very extensive process of this. Some people choose to just do a little journal entry at the end of the day, maybe 3 things that were awesome, 3 things that were not so awesome. It can be as complicated or as simple as you need it to be for whatever is going on in your life. Myself, I do it with my little guy. He's 5 years old. We've been doing this for about a year and a half now. And it's as simple as when we sit down to eat dinner, usually, sometimes it's in the bathtub or right before bed, I ask him 2 questions. What was your high from the day, and what was your low from the day? And I model this to him because because this is a joint effort, and he gets a little hint on into my life, and I get to see into his own life. And also it's helping him to develop that muscle of looking back and being able to reflect and being able to develop and create self-awareness, which is so key for anybody who wants to be empowered in their own lives. So I ask my little guy 2 questions. What was your high from the day? And I usually start with the high because it's can be the easiest thing. And often the high doesn't need a ton of follow-up conversation in our lives anyhow. And he'll say something like, making that necklace or playing with a particular friend, and it's just we get to relive that and be in joy in that high from his day. And I will model what my high was from the day. Could be anything. And then we talk about, because it's very important to talk about what we would like to shift, what we would wish we could do differently next time. It's important to talk about ways in which that we can grow, that we can always grow, and it's okay to have all of the feelings that we experience. So we talk about what was your low from the day, what was something that you didn't like so much. And he's usually quick to point out 1 or even 2 things, and then to take it a few steps further, because he can now, and it wasn't always possible totally at the beginning, to talk to him about why, what were some feelings that happened during that low point, what were some of the other dynamics, what were some choices that he made, where was his action in that low point, and how might we try it a little bit differently next time. There's always a point where I reflect and say, could it go any differently next time? Could we do something differently next time? And this is something that we've done for a while. And so we've developed this time together. It's a very sweet time. There's never any blame or judgment from me. I don't get mad about things. That's one of the rules I have. I don't get to say, well, you did this wrong or you did that wrong, or it's not okay to have that feeling. That doesn't ever enter the conversation. In that way, it creates a safe place for him to express his full self. And then oftentimes he comes to me at other points during the day and he just tells me randomly what his high is from that moment, or what his low is that he's not liking right now. So it's a way, I could see that his self-reflective muscle is really developing and it's working. This is a key point to help to foster a greater connection to your own self, and help your children to foster a connection to themselves, and to be able to listen to what it is that their truth is without blame or judgment. That's a very key point. It's also a really amazing way to uncover breakthroughs that we have had. Perhaps you have a goal to get to a certain point and you achieve that goal today. Let's celebrate it. Let's relish in that you had a breakthrough. Congratulations. It's also a really amazing way to clarify your own thoughts within a moment, within a situation and circumstance. And also to challenge your own thoughts and challenge your reasonings and your motives behind a situation and your actions. So often we are conditioned really to believe these thoughts that we've thought for a very long time, and maybe we were taught these things by parents and grandparents and society, and oftentimes these are not thoughts that are for our own highest good. They don't help us to grow. They keep us very safe, but by keeping us safe, they kind of stifle our growing. And so as we go about this self-reflective process, this can help to uncover and for us to challenge those thoughts. Is that something that's really, that belief, is that really for my highest good, or is it limiting belief? So this is also a really great way to recognize and track your growth and your progress, and to celebrate it. We are all in progress. We are all in some sort of learning state, and let's celebrate that. And also to inspire self-acceptance, especially for children, but I mean, not just especially for children, for anyone, to really be able to accept where we are in the process, and to really be able to accept that all of the feelings and all of the emotions that we have is okay. And sometimes we have actions that maybe are not as awesome as we want them to be, and we can choose to look back and distill what we would like to do differently next time, and then make a choice in the future. It's a very empowering process, and it helps us to live each day with more intention. So there you have it, self-reflection. It's about creating self-awareness and really being okay with ourselves in whatever process we are in. Another simple way to have a practice doing this is to find a friend. Could be a family member. It would probably work best if it weren't somebody that you see every day. Maybe somebody you get together with once a month or something, and have this reflective process. Could be once a week. Maybe you call your mom or your grandma once a week, and you just take turns reflecting on your week. And yeah, so a writing practice is really good for this. Picking one other person and doing a simple highs and lows. You could pick 2 highs, 2 lows, 3 highs, 3 lows, something like that. But just something where you're exercising that muscle and getting into the practice. And it's a magical thing that will happen. Once you get into this practice, it will start to become automatic. And as you go about your day, you will just continuously be reflecting on your actions right after they happen. Excuse me. And it develops a way to walk in the world that is aware and self-aware and reflective. And it's a very empowering place to be. Yeah. So have fun with that, and good luck. And if you have any questions, just pop them down in the comments below. Thanks.